Hi, my name's Carol Fraser, founder of Carol's Organic Kitchen. Now, Asha lives in London and she suffered with eczema all her life. And she's going to be speaking to us tonight to give us her story about, regarding living with eczema. So I'm just going to give Asha a call right now and we're going to have a telephone conversation and she's going to speak to you tonight.
Hello?
Hi, is that Asha?
Yeah, speaking, yeah.
Hi Asha, it's Carol. Thank you very much for agreeing to do this telephone call with us.
Sure, no problem.
So we're recording it so people can hear about your story, and I've just done a brief introduction just to tell people that you live in London and that you have really been suffering with eczema since childhood.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
So maybe start by just giving us, a little bit about you, and tell us when you first got diagnosed with eczema.
Okay, I first got diagnosed with eczema, I think when I was a baby, from my mum telling me, I used to always have quite bad skin, and she'd have to take me to doctors on a regular occasion because my skin would be dry, peeling, and cracking. So, and obviously when you're little, that used to cause me a lot of pain. So when I was younger, I used to obviously couldn't use a lot of perfumed products, so it would have to be prescription-based emollients, and sometimes if it got really worse, they'd prescribe steroid creams. So I think I kind of grew out of having eczema when I was around, I want to say about maybe 10, 11 years old. And then in terms of having the extreme eczema where it was all over my body, so that was the case from when I was a baby up until about 11. Then as I grew older, it became less and less. So currently I'm 31 years old, so I don't really have eczema anywhere, not all over my body, but sometimes I have random flare-ups. So for example, right now I've got a flare up on my finger, which is just mostly cold, so therefore that'll come up in the winter, or say if I've been washing up too much, and when I guess it's where it loses its natural oils, I guess, from the skin. I'm not really sure, but so that is the current situation. So every so often I might have a little flare up either on my leg or my finger or my elbow, and then that is when I'll need to seek some treatment, whether that be some sort of natural remedy or just some sort of emollient, or whether I need to go to the doctor if it's something more severe.
So what have you been using consistently, usually when you get the flares, whether it be, in your arms or legs or hands, what have you been using consistently to help with the flare-ups?
I usually start off with an emollient, so it might be Aqueous cream, or it might be, I think it's called liquid paraffin. So those are the two things that I'll just try with for a few weeks. If it doesn't get better with that, then I will generally go to the doctor, see what they recommend, and I'll tell them at that point that I've already been using emollients, it's not helping, and at that point they most likely will prescribe some sort of steroid, whether that be quite a light steroid like hydrocortisone, or whether it's something more stronger, depending on how bad that particular flare-up is.
Do you know what's causing your flares?
I'm not entirely, I can't really pinpoint it, to be honest. As I said, it comes and goes. It's also on different parts of my body. So, yeah, there's no really link to, there's nothing that I can pinpoint in what causes them, no.
So it could be winter, any type of season?
Yeah, so it comes in winter, but then it also, even though my fingers flare up in the winter, I get rashes on my legs in the summer. So I don't know if it's linked to a season. So because say for example, I'm also say if I'm on holiday and it's hot, I'm also prone to like heat rash. So I think it's just a general skin thing that for some reason certain elements don't agree with my skin.
So it's definitely, obviously it's got better for you over the years rather than continued.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think when I was younger, it was really bad. It was literally all over my body, from my face right down to my toes.
Yeah.
I used to be scratching all the time, which would obviously then cause my skin to break and bleed, and that would scar on my skin. So definitely compared to where I was when I was a lot younger, it's definitely got massively better. And that as well, we don't know why. It sort of just, as I got older, it just sort of got better.
Has it left you with scarring? Dark marks?
Not massively, no. No massive scars, no.
And what about over the years with diet? Has anybody spoken to you about diet? You know, your GP?
When I was younger, they used to say, don't eat, or try and avoid a lot of processed foods. So no excess sugar, like, all the things that you want to eat as a kid, crisps, chocolate, sweets, all those things to avoid. Try and avoid cow's milk. They recommended trying goat's milk for a while, which I did. What else did they say? I think that's about it, really. Mostly just avoiding processed food. I think that was the main thing. But because I couldn't really pinpoint, or my mum couldn't really pinpoint what exactly was the cause, it was quite hard to eliminate a whole, like a whole section of food in terms of, because we're quite, I guess, and this was back then as well, where natural foods aren't as sort of popular and easy to get as it is now. I guess now it's more of a thing where you can eat more natural foods and stay away from processed. So.
Have you found any kind of lessons from maybe cutting out some things which you could do back then has helped you today, or you feel that you're a bit more clearer maybe on what food triggers could be causing your eczema? I know the main things are like dairy, perhaps wheat. You've probably heard all this.
To be honest, no. I think that's partly just because by the time I was old enough to sort of fully understand and come to terms with my own diet, because it started fading away, and I started growing out of it from 11. I don't think I got to a stage where I was an adult and I was sort of in charge of my own eating habits, if that makes sense. Fully understand what triggers or causes, because even these yearly episodes I get, there's nothing that I can pinpoint diet wise that I can pinpoint on. I know, like, for example, it comes in certain weathers, or if I sometimes wash up without wearing gloves, that will trigger it, just because of, I guess, the harsh chemicals in maybe fairy liquids and stuff like that. So, but in diet, I can't really think of anything, I'm afraid.
Yeah. And what about your toiletries in terms of like soaps? What are you using, especially now at a time like where everybody's washing their hands more frequently during this COVID period? So what have you been using that doesn't irritate as much, or have you not found anything in terms of soap when you're washing?
Soap? No, I haven't really found any alternatives. I've been trying something called CeraVe. It's a cream, but apparently you can also use it as a like a body wash. So I have tried using that on my hands instead of hand wash. But the thing with these things is I don't know if it's good enough to be a hand wash, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's killing all the germs, because it's not specifically made to wash your hands. It is a moisturising cream. But it's the same as Aqueous. When I was younger, they used to say don't use hand wash. I say they, the doctors used to say don't use hand wash, don't use soap. So I used to use Aqueous both as a body wash and as the moisturiser after. So that is that was an option in terms of body wash, because I still can't really use highly perfumed body wash or soaps, just because skin a little bit, so I do need to be careful. So I generally use stuff like Sanex, which is a lot more, I guess, it hasn't really got a strong smell, and it's a bit kinder to the skin. So hand wash wise, no, I haven't really found an alternative.
Because the reason I ask is because just a couple of things. First of all, I did a bit of research and study on African black soap. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I have, yeah.
And there was a study or survey, I should say, done across dermatology clinics, and they found that it was actually quite eczema friendly, and people with various inflammatory skin conditions rated it quite positively. It doesn't strip the skin, but it deep cleanses, and it's a handmade product with shea butter, coconut oil, cocoa potash, palm leaf and plantain, and it's handmade in West Africa. It's a traditional soap, but it's been found to help quite a lot in terms of the cleaning and also the deep cleansing as well, because the skin gets very dry and the skin breaks as well. But
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, then I started to actually stock it because I was using it as a natural soap for my body and my face, because I've turned away from conventional products quite some time ago, especially when my daughter was suffering with eczema, and we changed our diet. And one of the things I discovered quite a few years ago was an app called Think Dirty. And I stumbled across this app, and you can scan products in your bathroom. And I remember, I may maybe not be able to say this brand, being a business, because I don't want to get into contention. But it's a household brand which claims to be moisturising, and it also portrays itself as almost pure, but it's not. It's got certain chemicals in it. And it rated at a 9 on the Think Dirty level of toxicity.
Oh, wow.
So I was really, really shocked. And during a workshop that I did about a year and a half ago, somebody told me about another app called Clean Beauty. And that one is really good, in is that it gives you a breakdown of all the ingredients and contentious ingredients that may cause irritation or other kind of negative reactions to the skin or body. You might find that useful when you're kind of using, because then you can kind of get an idea of what's going to be one of the lesser evils.
Sure, yeah, no, that makes sense.
And things like shampoo as well. I use the African black soap in the hair. I used to use that in my daughter's hair because she used to get a bit of a flaky scalp. I don't know whether that was linked to the eczema, because she did have very dry skin anyway, what with the eczema, but that helped for washing her hair as well. So, and do you use cosmetic products and like makeup, lipstick, foundations?
Yes, no, I do. And thankfully, I've never, not never, but since about 10, 11, I've not had eczema on my face. So, so I do have sensitive skin in general, so I have to be careful of what I use. However, I do use cosmetics on my face, yes.
Was it you that told me you used Tropic?
No.
Okay. Because I know that Tropic do plant-based natural ingredients in all their cosmetics.
Okay.
For all types, skin tones and skin types. So if you want me to link you to someone who actually can give you some advice about their products, let me know, and
I will do.
I can link you to them. So
That's great, thank you.
does anybody else in your family suffer with eczema as well?
Yeah, so my little sister did as well, but similar to me, she had it really bad from same ages, 0 to about 10, and then she's grown out of it as well now. But again, similar to me, she has sensitive skin, she gets flare-ups as well, occasionally.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's pretty much just me and my sister and my family that have it.
I noticed you purchased our Dermazeam in September.
Yes.
And I just wanted to ask how you've been getting on using it.
Yes, so I bought it because I had this sort of flare up on my inner thigh, and I had tried my usual emollients, and I'd also gone to the doctor, and they'd recommended steroid cream, which I did try for a couple of weeks, but it still didn't seem to be doing the trick. I don't really like using steroids as much, if I can avoid it, I will. And I came across your site, and it was actually my friend recommended me to buy the, I think it's a seaweed, is it seaweed you have?
Yeah, you purchased the Irish sea moss.
Yes, yeah, so that's why I came onto your site to purchase, but then I saw the cream, and I saw it had some good reviews, so I thought, let's just try that. So I used that on my skin, and within about a month, it was pretty much gone, the rash that I had there, and and the skin's, because it had a bit of discoloration as well, and that's gone as well, so it's nearly back to normal. So
that's good.
I was really happy with the cream, and like sort of knowing it's all natural really sort of put my sort of mind at rest. I didn't,
Have you finished it?
No, not yet. I think I've still got about half the tub left.
Because it goes a long way.
It does, because you think, it might not last, but because all you need is once you sort of rub it in between your hands, it melts, and it creates it's a very thick sort of cream that you don't need a lot of. So definitely, yes, I've still got half the tub left, so I'm sure it will last for a long time yet.
That's good. Use it on your hands then, now that it's flaring up on the hands. That'll be really good.
No, exactly, yeah. So I have to, now that obviously, as you said, we're washing my hands more often. So yeah, every time I wash my hands, I do use that as a hand cream after, just to make it, just to moisturise my skin and my hands. So yeah. And
one of the great things about it is the lavender. It's a true lavender, but it's antibacterial in nature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're getting that protection as well. And then, of course, the shayas adding an extra barrier, and coconut oil is antibacterial and microbial. So it's going to be pretty good for protecting the hands.
Yeah, that's good to know, yeah. So I've been really impressed by that product. So.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, thank you again for talking to me. I'm going to leave you alone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Take care. Because we're a family-run business. There's myself, my son, and my daughter. Before she was even eating clean, she was getting results, but it's got better and better.
As well as dealing with the eczema at that time, I was dealing with the harsh realities of growing up.
They wouldn't let us in. I don't think they believed that I was the host. I'm passionate about what I do, and I share what I do. And she's a living testimony. I don't want to cry.